Hello, I'm Mike Quick, and today you're in luck. You're going to have the opportunity to fire your landlord. I'm here with a panel of experts, and we're going to give you the chance to empower yourself, getting an opportunity to own your own home. So without further ado, let's say hello to the star-studded panel.
Hi, Mario Henry, founder of Halo America.
Dion Pugh, realtor with Keller Williams, Center City.
Brian Perry, president of TAM Lending Center.
Amy Ferraro Lyons, Halo client and account exec.
Joe Cordova with Evesham Mortgage, LLC.
Kathy Walters, Remax Power Central in Medford, New Jersey.
Karen Tarantino, Prudential Fox & Roach, Washington Township, Gloucester Township.
So Joe, what's the current criteria for someone to buy a home?
Generally, what mortgage companies are looking for from a buyer to purchase a home is the ability and willingness to repay a loan. So under the ability to repay a loan, we're looking at your income. Generally, we want to see less than a 45% debt to income ratio, which is your overall monthly debt, including mortgage payment, compared to that monthly income that you have. We can stretch it a little bit higher than 45% with certain compensating factors, but generally that rule of thumb, we will stick with 45%. Other than that, they're looking at your assets for ability to repay. On an FHA loan, for example, you're looking at 3.5% down payment and closing costs. Now you can get the seller to pay your closing costs. You can get a gift from your family members or employer to pay your down payment for you. In addition to that, mortgage underwriters are looking for the willingness to repay a loan, and that's your credit. That's your report card. That's your history of being able to repay loans.
So what makes then the Halo process unique in making the impossible possible?
Well, generally when I get a client from Halo, they're in a credit situation where they don't qualify yet for the loan. These banks, mortgage companies have minimum levels of credit score, whether it be a 620 or 640. They come in the 500 range, and they have foreclosures, they've got collections, they've got missed payments. And where Halo comes in is when we have a client that doesn't meet those minimum thresholds of credit score, you know, they're in the 500 range, they come in and help do an audit of their credit,
right,
where they'll look at collections, they'll look at establishing new credit, and they'll be able to help them get their scores up to that level to where they now qualify for your, you know, FHA, USDA, VA, and conventional loans.
So Amy Ferraro, tell us about your experience as a client of Halo.
Mike, it was such an amazing experience. My husband and I closed on our first home February 15th of this year, 2013. And before that, we weren't mortgageable due to our financial state. We had a game plan set for 3 years for us to purchase our first home. Mm-hmm. And Halo had us in a house in 3 months, not 3 years, 3 months.
Awesome.
So we enrolled in the program it was about Thanksgiving time, and throughout that time for the first 4 weeks, I was always aware of what was going on. The Halo team helped my husband and I understand where we needed to adjust, and they also quickly identified areas on our report that were inaccurate. At that point, when we were creditworthy, the Halo team then set us up with a certified realtor and a certified mortgage lender, one of whom is on our panel today. Joe Cordova was actually our mortgage lender. During that time, by Christmas, we had already picked out a house, and we had a settlement date set for February 15th. So I can say nothing but incredible things. The process was seamless. I was always aware of what was going on. We worked hand in hand with the team. They're extremely professional. We're so grateful, and we're really happy in our new home. From our experience, I asked Mario if I could join the Halo team as an account executive to help other families achieve their goal of owning a home.
Wow, you're not only a client, you're now an employee.
I sure am.
That's awesome.
We're very, very grateful, and we're very happy.
So Brian Perry, if the renters with bad credit are helped, then wouldn't that create another subprime issue?
Mike, I don't believe so. I think that it's going to do just the opposite with programs like Halo America out there right now, helping these borrowers achieve their financial dreams. What caused the financial collapse before was the fact that No income, no asset verification products. People didn't have a vested interest in their home. Prior to partnering with Halo America, I would take a typical client and they would unfortunately be one of the people that were part of the financial meltdown. They would go into a subprime market. They would get an adjustable interest rate starting at 9, 10, 11%. And really, these people couldn't afford the homes. Unfortunately, that's the world we were in then. Where we are now, we have a structure in place where, once again, these clients come into Halo, the credit is audited. They make sure that all the items on the credit report are 100% accurate. That right there alone is the difference between 2008 meltdown and the current state of the market today.
Very cool, thank you. So Dion Pugh, Keller Williams, what has been your experience with the program?
Well, Mike, I've experienced that the program works. Halo is a bridge buying program, and it creates a new way to develop the housing market that we're in right now. And Halo focuses more on qualifying those that are credit challenged. They use a unique strategic plan to overcome bad credit to help buyers qualify for a mortgage in less than 90 days, thereby converting those clients into credit-worthy buyers. Halo's technique is using forensic credit auditing of the credit bureaus, and what they do as a foundation is they provide a service that will look at every negative item on that client's credit report and verify that it complies with the law. They defend their rights, they empower the client, they educate them so that they can pretty much pass that information forward and learn from their mistakes. In the case of one of my buyers, Mr. Murphy, with Halo's hard work, he was able to have approximately 10 items deleted from his credit report, which enabled him to increase his credit scores and receive a mortgage commitment. And I'm pleased to inform the public that he is a new home owner, as of this month, April 2013. It's definitely a success story, and I'm pleased with Halo, and I will definitely use them again. Their team is excellent.
So Kathy, is it more cost effective to own or rent?
Mike, think about this. Buying a home is 45% cheaper than renting. Let's rewind for a minute to the height of the market when in the purchase world, credit was flowing, demand was high, supply was low, which drove prices through the roof and the affordability factor for the average consumer down. At the same time, just about anyone who had a pulse could purchase, and demand for rentals was not as prevalent, which kept the rental market relatively affordable. Now let's fast forward to today's market in 2013, when now is a perfect time to leverage your buying power. You can save hundreds of dollars per month on purchasing a home versus renting someone else's home and putting money in the landlord's pocket. Let's look at some key market factors affecting cost of home ownership. Even though asking prices have started to rebound and have risen 2.3% since last year, mortgage rates are still falling. The best rates are coming in at approximately 3.5%, which is down from last year's 4.5%. However, rentals have risen more than 4.7%. This means that purchasing is more affordable compared to what renting was a year ago. Based on asking prices and rentals during the summer of 2012, buying is now 45% cheaper than rent in 100 largest U.S. metro areas on an average. That's a savings of $771 per month, which is astounding. If you plan on staying in a home for 7 years, which is the average time that most Americans traditionally live in a home before moving again, it's more affordable to buy than to rent in all 100 largest metro areas in the U.S.
So Kathy, what has been your role in the organization and what's your main focus now?
So my role with Halo America as a certified realtor is to go out and help develop the major metropolitan areas, using the Halo process to bring buyers into the market area, and of course to help people fire their landlord.
That's what it's all about.
That is what it's all about, firing your landlord.
So Mario Henry, founder of Halo, how did you come up with this process?
Coming up with the process came from the rejection of my own personal vehicle when I tried to buy it, and I realized at the first time what a credit score meant. I learned the importance and value of credit and really felt that everyone deserves a second chance, So all the federal laws were dissected and we created a system that not only helped individuals overcome the credit obstacles through our auditing process for the last 10 years, but we also put together an entire real estate transaction for a credit challenged person together and closing on a loan in an average of 60 to 90 days. We realized that it's not just the removal of the negative information that increases the credit score, but the majority of people with credit challenges are blackballed from anyone that would give them credit. So we also incorporate second chance creditors that understand what we do, and we help our HALO buyers reestablish good credit.
And how does the process differ from going to just one of these credit repair companies?
The credit repair company, for the most part, only goes back and forth with letters that a lot of times people can even download them online, and the whole process is to go back and forth with the credit bureaus, with the chief reason of the bureaus not responding in a 30-day time frame. The problem is that the credit bureaus are only storage for information. The real culprits are the individuals supplying the data. We look at the auditing the bureaus, creditors, and collection agencies for compliance of the federal laws that are in place to protect our clients' rights. We have a big focus on education for those who seek it. They say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Our program comes with a web portal that has a great communication tool between HALO and the client and several education pieces to help our clients get the help needed, as well as to educate them not to repeat the same patterns. We make sure that all the parties between the mortgage, the title company, the realtors, the buyer, and everyone involved in a real estate transaction is not only communicated with, but also being helped facilitated. Credit repair companies don't have an incentive to be part of a real estate transaction. So that's the main reason how we differ, Mike. When we look at how we establish this company, we want to create a deal. We want to take somebody who would get thrown on the side of the street, which normally what happens to people when they have challenged credit. Nobody don't give them a second chance. We feel that it's important for people to not only get help with the education of their credit and facilitate any of the audits that we actually do that's non-compliance, but we feel that everybody deserves to get a second chance of those who want to help themselves. And for over 10 years, over 10,000 people we've helped, and we even have a spokesman, which is Sylvester Johnson, a former Philadelphia Police Commissioner, as our spokesman.
So Karen, tell me how this program works from the seller's perspective, and why would they accept an offer from a challenged borrower?
One of the advantages of owning versus rented is home equity. A lot of people nowadays aren't able to put into a bank account savings that are on a weekly basis, monthly basis. With owning your own home, you are building equity. You can pay the same or even less while often building equity, the difference in how much the home is worth over how much you owe on it. In addition, you may be able to save on your federal taxes by deducting the interest paid on your mortgage. Information like this provides a great incentive for many to seriously explore their buying options. Take, for example, my previous HALO client who came to me in June with a FICO score of 562. By August 2nd, that FICO score had increased to 647, and when we closed on her home in Clayton for $231,000, she was a brand new homeowner needing only $1,000 for closing costs because we asked for seller's assist. Okay, so HALO is bridging the gap between sellers and buyers who would not ordinarily come in contact with each other, which in turn is now opening up the market even more.
I promised you that you were in luck today. With a host of experts lending their expertise, you can now go out and fire your landlord. Thanks to Surety Title for hosting this event. Check out the website or call the 800 number at the bottom of the screen. Thank you for joining us.